This is a inShot video editor beginner's guide. So if you're new to editing videos and you want to learn how to start editing videos using the basic features of the inShot video editor app, this is the video for you. So it is now 2025. Make sure you have the latest update for this inShot video editor app. This is a Samsung phone, so this is going to be the Android version, but it should be the same for iOS version as well. Once you have the app updated or you just recently installed it, you'll go into the app like this here. And for those of you who just started, you will get a prompt in which it's going to ask you to give it permission to access your photos and albums and everything else, as well as allow notifications. For the notifications, it's up to you to allow it, but we'll get started now. So in this tutorial or beginner's guide, I'm only going to focus on the video editing part of this app itself. I'll do separate videos on the photo and the collage part here. So we'll go to video. And if it's your very first time, you want to start off with your very first video. So we'll tap on where it says new. And once you reach here, you will see to the top, there is the video, photo, and all. Okay, so having it set to video will allow you to see all the videos on your device. And you can use this drop-down menu here and choose from which album you want to select a video from. When you're ready to select your very first video, you can either just a single tap like this here, or you can also preview it to see what it is before you add that video in. So I'll hold it down like this here, and it's gonna preview the video for me, and I'll add it in and press the check mark and get started with my very first video. For those of you who are new, once again, you will notice it's gonna say inShot here as a watermark. If you tap on the X, it will just simply ask you to remove it for free with an ad, and you can go ahead and do that, and the watermark will be removed with the ad, okay? So it's the free version, so no worries here. The next thing now we want to talk about is the bottom area, just so you have an idea of this timeline section down here to the bottom. I'm going to bring this up a little bit so you can see what's going on here. This bottom section here is your timeline section. And in this section here, you can take your two fingers. So if you're working with more than one video or a long video, you can pinch it inwards like this here, or pinch it outwards like this here, okay? And let's just say we add another video. So we'll go to the plus here. This is going to allow you to add another video. You can go here, and I'm going to go ahead and add this video in just to give you an idea of how this works, okay? And if you're working with two videos, you can hold down one of them like this here, and you'll be able to switch them over. So if you want to move them around, move another clip to another part, you can switch it over and then place it to where you want it to be. So these are simple things that you can do, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and talk about the aspect ratio setting, which is the canvas area here. This is going to allow you to set your video frame to either be in either one of these aspect ratios here as seen here. This is going to be like the YouTube short or TikTok version, like these here, or those for the YouTube videos in this aspect here. If you're working with multiple videos and you want all of them to have that aspect ratio change, you'll go with the double check mark, or just for one of them, a single check mark, okay? And that should be that, okay? So now, with the aspect ratio set up here now, maybe you want to crop your video itself. So the aspect ratio is different from cropping, okay? Now, if you're working with more than one video, you wanna tap on the video you wanna crop, and then to the top area, look for the crop option, which is a separate option here, this tool right there, if you can see that. Right, so we'll select that here, and you can crop it with one of these presets here, or use these like this here and adjust the corners or the sides here to crop your video, and then just press the check mark to save that edited part of it, okay? So now with all that said and done, let's go ahead and let's say we want to start to use the trim tool, the split tool, and the cut tool. These tools all work in sync. If you head over to the very start here, you will notice that there is a pre-cut option right here. This pre-cut option here would take you to this section here where you can trim that specific video by pulling on this here like that, pulling on the edges. That's gonna trim your beginning or the end of that video clip. And then the split will allow you to insert splits to a specific part of the video. However, if you don't want to cause a confusion, if I were you, I would simply just work on it from the outside area. So for example, you have these white panels right there. You see these white panels here? These, when you pull them inwards, that's trimming the video. So if you want to trim this video clip in particular, you can pull it inward like that, and that's going to trim your video. And if you look at the amount of time, you'll notice there is the time section right here where the seconds are. So it's right now 9.2. I'm going to trim it down to maybe around 8.2, okay? And you can see now it's 8.2, and that's how that's going to work for you. That's trimming. Now the split tool will allow you to insert splits and also delete a part of the video. So if you want to delete a part of the video, you'll move your timeline here, and wherever this white bar is, that's where your split's going to go in. So I'm going to go ahead and press a split, and I'll move this over and press split again. Now I have a separated part of that video. So I'll tap here. And once I highlighted this section here by tapping on it like this, you'll see the delete option here. The delete and cut is basically the same function. So if you want to cut out a part or delete a part, once you have it selected like this, you can tap on delete and that's going to remove it. Also, if you make any mistakes, you deleted the wrong part, you press the undo option right here. So undo, and if you did a split in the wrong area, you can undo that split, but make sure you don't save. If you save already, then that's it. That's going to save as that. Okay, so that would be for like using the trim, split, cut, or delete a part of the video. We also have the adjust part for the color layout here. So you want to bring it over to where it says filter. This is the filter part here. This is going to allow you to go to adjust right here, and then you can increase the brightness of your video. Notice how that got brighter. So if you had a dark video and you want to make it brighter, you can do that. The saturation, those are tools we usually use for filters. Highlights, reduce the shadows. Maybe there's too much shadow in that video itself. And the sharpness. Sharpness helps to enhance the visibility of that video. So if your video was kind of like blurry or not so good quality, the sharpness can help. And doing this, you can press one check mark to apply it for one video, or double check mark for all the videos, and it's going to say apply to all right? And just press that check mark here to come out of that view mode. And that would be your filter adjust part. Now let's just say now you want to increase the speed of your video. If you want to increase the overall speed of your video, you browse over until you see speed right here. And what you want to do is select the video you want to do this for. So I want to increase the speed of this video, the second one. So I'll tap on it, I'll go to speed, and this is going to increase the speed of it. So going to the right is going to make it play really fast. Going to the left is going to make it play very slow. That's the overall speed of the video. Now, if you want to adjust certain parts of that video to have some parts play fast and some parts play slow, you'll go to curve, and then you can adjust that just as that way. Okay, so you can take these pointers and place them up there. That's going to increase the speed by that amount of speed. Pulling this white bar here will allow you to move it where you want to and add a point. I did a full-on tutorial on how to use this speed curve tool here to give you a better idea of how to do that. And then you can just work your way with these here. Check out that separate video. So if you want to learn more about that, check out that separate video. For this next part of the beginner's guide, we're going to talk about inserting text, stickers, photos, and also how to add music onto the video that you're editing. Again, this is a beginner's guide. I have other tutorials using the inShot editor app, and it's on the advanced level, more in depth, and you can get a better idea of how to go about using this app. All right, so let's say now we want to insert text. Now, wherever you are on your video, you can always add text and move it anywhere you want to. So you'll look for the part that says text, this one here. When you tap on it like this here, this is going to give you all these options here. And if it's text you're adding, you're going to go to this one right here. Now, once you do this here, your keyboard will most likely come up. I'm going to put my pen down for now because it's going to work easier on that. So once I do this here, I'll just add the word text, and I'll show you how this is going to work now. So I press the check mark, and now I have the word text added on my video, or whatever it is that you want to put on your video. You'll use this here to expand the size of it or make it smaller. Also, if you hold it down, you can move it around to where you want it to be placed on your video frame itself. Now, let's just say you inserted the text or the word and it's in the wrong part of your video. So what you're gonna do down in the timeline section here, you'll hold it down like this. Notice it does that. And you're gonna drag it over to which part of the video you want it to be. So maybe you wanted it somewhere here and you just let it go when that happens. Or maybe you hold it down and place it more to the far end there like that. All right, and you can also bring it back like this here. Now, let's just say you press the check mark and now you want to go back and edit the text, and you notice if you tap on it, you can't do anything. So what you're going to do, and this is going to work for stickers, audio as well, what you're going to do is go back to the icon itself, and it's going to bring you back to the area where you can edit that option, okay? So you can tap here again and press the edit pencil here, or just when you tap here, you can browse over and look for the edit option. Now that you're back here in the edit option here, let's just say you decide that you want to go ahead and change the color of your text. So maybe I'll make this bigger so you can see what's really going on here, all right? So what you can do with text is change the colors of them. So maybe you want this to be red. If you want a border frame on that, you can choose a color, something that's gonna maybe stand out, like maybe yellow like this here. And then you can adjust the thickness of the border with this tool here. The shadow is going to give you that shadow effect here. You notice that little shadow there. And you can also choose the color for the shadow. Let me just bring a color that's going to stand out. There you go. All right, that's going to let you get that there. And you also have this glow effect. That's one of the latest features for the text, and I really like the glow actually, especially for making thumbnails or making things stand out a lot. So this is going to be your glow here. I'll use this color so you can see it there for yourself. You have this, or you got this kind of glow here for the text, all right? So if you want to get creative, that would be the best way. You got your label, which will create this kind of background for you like this here, and you can choose the style down there or choose a solid color. So if it's a solid label background, you can choose something like this here, all right? And these are all just ways to get your text looking all colorful and creative. If you want to adjust the visibility of the text, let's say you don't want the background, go to this here, and that's going to adjust the visibility of it. So notice how that faded away down there using that. And for every one of them, let's say you don't want the border anymore, you can press that here and bring this back up so you can see the text. And yeah, that's basically it for the text area here in terms of colors. Now you can also change the style of your text. So maybe you can have it like this, that, and if these are all boring, you can always go to this section here where you can tap on it and it'll take you to any of them that you might have from before, or go to the shop itself and get some of these for free. These are all free, by the way. You can just go with the unlock here and unlock it with an ad. And once you unlock it with the ad here, and once the ad finish plays, you can now use it, and then you'll have this specific style of text or font style. All right. So other than that, you can also go here to either make it bigger from here. If you're working with multiple lines, let's just say, for example, I'll make this smaller, right? I'll go here now. I'll type in start a second line here, do this. And I come back here. Let's delete that. All right. I press the check mark, go back to edit. Come back here. This is in the way. I'm sorry. Give me a second here. There you go. All right. So this is going to separate the text space between each line. All right. That's what this one does here. And then this one here would give you the separation between the words, or the letters, I should say. You also have the option here to make your text bold, italic, underlined. And if you're getting all that here, and you also have them to make it all caps. That's what this one does. Also, one of the new features is making your text in a curve format like this here. So if you've been looking for that, that's where you would get them all in, all right? Now, I'll press the check mark here, and let me just show you one more thing here for the text, and that would be the text animation, this right here. This is where you can have your words enter into your video in a animated format like this here. With these here are the cooler ones. These are all free, by the way. You can have them all appear like this. And if you think it's going in too fast, you can adjust the speed of it so that they won't appear that fast on your video, okay? And then you can do the in animation for the text, and then this would be how the text would exit out of your video in that specific area. And then once you're done, you just press the check mark, and you can apply this for all the other text that you have on your video. Also, one more thing, you can pull on these tabs here to expand the duration of your text, how long it plays in your video. That's what that does there, okay? And of course, if you make any mistakes, you can go back to the edit, or if you don't want this text in particular, just delete it, okay? And now I'll show you guys how to add stickers, the GIFs, as well as how to go about adding photos from your device, so that if there's a photo that you want to insert on your video, you will go to the part that says sticker. So that's one way of adding stickers, is here, there, and you have these all here. These are all different styles of pre-installed ones here, and you can go ahead and get them for free. When you select this option here, the GIF part, that's going to take you to this section here. So you can get all of this here. And if there's something in particular, you can use the search option here and type in what you're looking for. So maybe you want to say something like a high GIF then, and it's going to search for you, and it's going to give you all these things here. You also have these categories here, and then stickers. Stickers are going to be more of like these here. They're going to be like animated moving stickers. And just like the GIFs, you can also search a specific sticker. So if you're doing a video, most likely you would want the subscribe sticker. And when you search for it, they're going to give you all these different kinds of stickers here available. Keep in mind not to use stickers like these where there are other YouTubers or other famous people in them, as you can get that copyright and you don't want that. So let's just say now you decide to go with one of these, right? And maybe it's this one here. You want to go with this sticker, all right? And you just close this out. You just back away like this here, press the check mark here, and you can work with it the same way as you would as you're editing a text. So if you're editing a sticker, it's the same thing. You can adjust it, shrink it, move it anywhere you want to, have it play in a longer duration on your video that you're editing by pulling on these tabs here. And as you select a sticker, you have the edit option here or this edit option here, okay? So I'm just gonna make this bigger so you can see. You'll go to edit, and the edit option basically has the animation of the sticker, just like for the text itself. You got the in, but you're kind of not so much of them here. And then you got the out, and then you got the transparency of the sticker, so it's not so visible if that's what you're also looking for, okay? And that will be for the stickers now, all right? And of course, you can hold it down just like a text and move it to another part of your video, and then also delete any that you don't want, like this here, okay? Now, with all that said and done, other than adding stickers here, I want to show you guys how to add photos. And as I mentioned, there's two ways to add photos on your video. One would be from the sticker option here. You'll go here and you'll tap on sticker again, and you want to browse over to the far left and look for this icon here, this picture icon right there. When you tap on that, you'll see the option to import, and then you can choose any one of these here. I'm just going to go ahead with this controller here, just to give you an idea of how it's gonna work. Okay, so I'll press the check mark here now, and you'll have this picture here of your image that you added. And just like a sticker or text, you can shrink the size of it and move it around or increase the duration as down there would allow you to do. So go into the edit option here, would do this for you, and you have the transparency, you got the animation as to how the photo will enter, and same thing with this here. This is gonna give you a cutout or a kind of a frame depending on the photo you add in. So if you added a human photo, whatever, it's gonna have that little outline on it, all right? So I did a separate tutorial on that, by the way, if you were interested in that, okay? And if you don't want any, just go with that there and press the check mark, okay? And that's kind of about it for all of these here. You got the transparency, as I mentioned, if I didn't say that yet as well. I'll show you one more thing with adding stickers through this method here. If I go here now, and I go to sticker, I'll go here and then import, or I do this here. I'll do the cutout option. I'll show you that again. I use this option, okay, not this one here, this option here. And let's say I go with the same option here again. It's gonna cut out the background for me. It's gonna be like an automatic process here. It won't be perfect, but sometimes it really works good. And then now you have your cutout picture of the controller here like that. So now you can just press your check mark and it's this one or this one here. So that's very powerful for a free editor if you ask me, okay? And that's it for the stickers now, and the photos, one way to add the photos. All right, so I'll show you guys the second way now to add photos on the video you're editing. So you want to browse over to where it says PIP over here, this option here. And when you do this PIP, this is going to pop up and ask if you want to either add a video or a photo. So if it's a photo, you go here to the photo option. I don't know if you can see that up here to the top, it's photo, and then you can choose one of the photos that you wanted to. I will use this photo here one more time again. And what I like about using it from this method here, you get to kind of edit your photos a lot better, other than just the edit option here. With these here in transparency, you also have the filter where you can make that photo brighter if it's too dark and adjust the colors of it, just like you would for the video itself with all these options. And on top of that, you have an animation as to how your photo will enter the video itself. So it's a lot more stylish if you ask me. It's going to appear like something like this here. Then you have the crop option. So if you inserted a photo and there's a part of it that you want to crop out, you can go to the crop. And again, this is all using the PIP method of inserting a photo, which is, I always prefer that there. You also have access to the cutout here. You have the cutout option or the chroma tool. The chroma tool is great. It gives you a more kind of detailed way of removing the background like this here by placing the pointer on the color you want to remove like this, and then adjusting the strength to really clear out that background. And then you'll have something like this here. Notice how that's like almost clear if you did it correctly, that little piece there, but that's that. And also you can mask it in with the mask option. I'm going to do separate videos, by the way, using the chroma tool and the mask tool as well as the blend tool. But just to give you an idea of what this can do, you can have that sort of separation here and have it kind of fade into the video you're editing. Something like this here. Notice how that's kind of like that, okay, depending on where you place this pointer there. Okay. So I'll do a separate video on that, on how that mask tool would work, all right? But these are basically all the ways of inserting a photos, okay? So, and you have the speed, you got the blend here. You can have it appear like this here in different ways. So lots of options in this method, all right? And as always, if this is something you don't want, you can tap on it and then just look for the delete option, which would be here. Or if you finish editing a specific photo here, you can copy it or duplicate it. Duplicate will allow it to appear on the right of it, whereas copying it will appear on top of it, okay? But basically the same thing, okay? And that's it for this part here. Now we want to talk about inserting audio and voice recording. So now I want to show you how to add music to your video, or perhaps some kind of audio file onto the video that you're editing here, all right? To add a song on your video, you want to go to audio, then go to music, and you'll see this here. So you'll see featured, my music, and effects. Featured basically is all the songs that comes with the app itself. Some of them you may need to have them save onto your device. However, these are going to be subjected to copyright, so be careful when using them, just so you know. Then you have my music. So if you want to get a song from your phone or your device that you have saved before, you go to my music, tap on that one time, and you will see all the songs saved on your device in which you can use. I'm going to lower this down a little bit. And when you're ready to select a song, you can go here, you'll tap on it. It's going to give you a preview of it. You'll hear it, and you can just press use, and it's going to appear over your video like this here. So notice how it's on your video now. If your song is like 3 minutes long and your video is just 1 minute long, the song is still gonna put the whole thing there. The whole song is gonna appear here. So if you want to trim that video itself, if you want to trim the song itself, you want to make sure the tools here are ready for use. And you want to go with split, just cut off the end here. And I did a full-on tutorial on adding music, by the way, so you can get a better idea of how this works. Then you can come back here, tap on it again. You can adjust the volume of the song if it's too loud in the background. And you can also have the song start with a fade in of your video and fade out of your video. You can also adjust the speed of the song here by using this here. You got the equalizer option here, and you have the voice effect. This is going to change up how the song sounds. So if you had somebody's voice inserted, and you want them to sound different on the video, you can also do this here with the voice effect, okay? I'll show you how the voice effect works later on with the voice recording tool here. But that would be it for the inserting of songs on your video. So other than adding songs, you can also add sound effects. Once again, go back to the audio option and you'll see effects. This effects option is different from video effects, which we'll cover later on. So we'll go to effects here, and this is going to be sound effects. You have different categories such as popular, transition, gain, bells, and all that stuff here. I'll just give you an example of one of them, like the bell one here. Okay, or this one. So the bell one, if you decide to use this one here, you'll do it like this. And just like the audio file, you can edit the sound of the audio. You can also hold it down and place it to someplace else of your video and tap on it again to edit it or lower the volume. So if it's too loud, you can make it low. You can have it fade in and fade out so the sound won't be so loud suddenly. And you can also trim the sound, make it shorter if it's too long, and delete it if you don't want it. You can also increase the speed of the sound. So if it's too slow sound effect, you can make it faster. Of course, for this one, you wouldn't really notice it, but just showing you, you can do all these things here. You can also change the voice effect of it. Also, once you make changes to the sound itself here, and you want to use this same sound effect in another part, just as how you recently edit the sound effect, you can select copy or duplicate, and you'll have a copy of that edited version and place it to someplace else of your video. And that would be sound effects. I did a full-on tutorial on that, by the way, so check that out if you're interested. In this part now, I'll show you how to use the voice record tool simply to record your voice over the video you're editing and also change it up a little bit with the voice effect. So same with sound effects and music, you'll go to audio over here and you will see the record option, this one here. Also, before you tap on it, you can place the timeline as to where you want to start. Your starting point of voice record will always be where the white line is, this white bar here. So if you want to start from the very beginning of your video or somewhere in the middle, it's up to you. Now, once you tap on this here, if you just started with the app, you will see this prompt here. Of course, just use it while that, and they'll just give you a preview of how it works. You press OK. And now basically you have the option for a countdown timer here, or no countdown. So without the countdown, as you press record, it's going to start recording your voice. With the countdown here, it's going to count down 3, 2, 1, and then you start talking to record your voice. So it's up to you to make that decision. For me, I'll just go with it off, and as I press it, it'll start recording here, okay? Now, basically, this is a guide showing you how to use the voice record tool. And you press stop. And of course, if you want to kind of make sure that this is what you want to have here, you just bring it over like this here and press play from here. Basically, this is a guide showing you how to use the voice record tool. All right, so that's what I just recorded. And if you're okay with what you just recorded, you can simply press the check mark and save it. If not, press the X. That's going to cancel the recording that you just did. And then, of course, you can start again. So I'll just do this here quickly. This is a voice recording for inShot Video Editor app. And I'll stop it. I'll press the check mark here. And just like audio and sound effects, you have this separated file to work with on top here. And same thing again, you have the edit where you can have it fade in and fade out. You have the volume, so if it's too loud, you can make it lower. And also you have the split. If there's a part of it you don't want, maybe something you said between here to here, I'll split it. I don't want from here, and I also don't want to here. And then I'll just tap here. Make sure you're away from that there. You'll tap on this little piece here that you don't want, and then delete this part here. That's going to remove the part that you don't want, and then bring this by holding it down and stick it together to have a single piece there. And of course, any mistakes, you always use the undo option, undo and undo and undo. Also tapping here again, once again, you have the voice effect. So my voice sounds like this here now. Is a voice recording for inShot Video. Okay, and you'll go back here. If you came out of that, tap here again, and we'll go to voice effect. So voice effect has these. Voice recording for... This is a voice recording. And you have the different options here. This is a voice recording. This is a voice recording. So maybe I wanted this one here and recording for inShot Video Editor app. All right. And what's cool about this is, let's say you had multiple sounds here. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this one here just to say like I had a second part recorded to give you an idea of how this works. So maybe this one is gonna sound like an alien, and then for this one here, I'll go back to voice effect, and I'm gonna make this one, and that's gonna sound like a baby. And this one is the inShot video editor. Okay? And then once you're done, just press the check mark, and that's how you would go about recording your voice and changing the voice if you wanted to do that. All right? Now we'll move on to video effects, transitions, and the overlay. Now, if you want to add video effects, you want to go to the part that says effect, this right here. And of course, you'll go to the effect option here. We have AI effects, but I'm going to cover that in another video. But basic effects would be this here, and you have these different ones here. You can browse over to the right and keep going, and you'll also navigate the different categories. Some of these are free, some of these you got to pay for. So I'll go ahead and select one that's free just to give you an idea of how it works and how it would possibly look. And some of them you might need to save it up. Okay, so maybe this one here, you might need to pay for this one here. Sometimes they don't tell you if you need to pay for it until you save the video here. You have the recording option here where you have that little recording effect here. You got these with the noise, and you got this one here with like a little flash there. And a few others, you got some pretty interesting ones. This one here, you got to pay for this one here. You got this one here. And basically, whatever you decide to go with. So this one has like a raindrop dropping in the glass effect here. You have this one here like it's snowing. I'll go with the snowing one to show you how it works. Now, once you've made your selection here, you have the value of the effect. So more or less. Notice how there's more on the right and less on the left here. And then you press the check mark here. And just like every other item you add on your video, let's just say you decide that you want to move it around to another part of your video. Like this part, you don't want any snow effect, but here you want snow effect. Or you can adjust how long it plays in your video by pulling on this tab. This increases the duration as to how long this effect will play, all right? And just like a sound file, you can split it, you can delete parts of it, and you can also copy and delete it. As always, I made an in-depth tutorial on these different tools, so you can get an idea of how it works. Going back to edit will allow you to choose another filter effect in place of what you had before. So then it'll replace it with the one that you select next here. Okay, so this one here is now lightning, okay, and the ripple effect here and snow and just different ones in general, right? And that will be your video effects. And you can have it again play across the entire video and then just create multiple ones if you need to do that, all right? And then of course, I'll just delete that because now I want to talk about video overlay. The PIP here is the most powerful tool of the inShot editor as it allows you to add other videos, have them blend in, mask. I did advanced video tutorials on how to use these tools, so check those out to get a better idea as how to go about doing those, especially those like 3-layer videos or split screens, all that stuff. And those are really, really, really awesome. But before I get into the PIP, let me just show you one more thing, and that's the transition effects. Now, usually if you have like 2 or 3 videos together at the same time like this here, you'll notice this little square here with a slash down here. I'll show you that right down here, this here. Once you have this and you tap on it, this is going to be your transition effect between the videos. So maybe I go with this one here, or I'll just show you the circle one. This is going to give you a better idea, all right? So now this is your transition effect between the videos. Now, if you wanted to insert one of those in a video itself and you don't have that option, to get that option, let's say I put a split there. You got to put a split there, and wherever this white bar is, that's where the split will enter. And once you give it a split, you'll also get the transition effect option here. This one right here, this tool right here. That's going to be your transition effect. So that's going to be between video clips, or you can insert one by inserting a split. And when you tap on it, you can now have one there. So I'll have this here for me, and then we'll just do it like that. Okay, so it's going to fade in and fade out. And you can have this transition effect apply for all the splits here, or just one of them and check mark. Again, now you have this right here. Okay, so it's going to appear like this. I'll show you that quickly. Okay, that went really fast. I think because it's really fast. So when it's slower, you get a better idea of how it looks, all right? So notice how it's there. It's like a little ripple effect. I don't know if you got that here. I'll show you this one here. So it's going to be something like that there. Okay? So now the PIP, which is also your video overlay tool. So when you find it, which is this one here, you'll get this part here where you can see your video, and we did how to add a photo using that option, but adding a video is what I want to show you now. So for example, I want to add this video here. Again, you can long press it and I'll add it in. The video is going to appear like this here. Every time you add a video overlay, it's going to appear like this in the middle, and you can do many things with it, such as move it, shrink it, place it where you want to be. But that video, whether you have it here or there, it's going to also be playing while the main video plays. And you can tap on it and again, like lower the volume of it and have it appear in an animated way like this here. So with these animations here, so your video will appear into your main video like this here with the animation here. And you tap on it again to get more access to different features such as the mask. I explained the mask earlier on here, but I'll just show you the circle one here to give you an idea of how it's gonna go, feather it in, like fade it into that. See how that kind of fades into the video like that? That's the mask does that. It's really awesome stuff, by the way. And any mistakes, you just undo. All right, you can also tap on it again and increase the speed of that inserted video. Same with the curve option here. Also, you can crop the video. The crop would be this here. And then you can just adjust it by pulling it on this here like that and make it smaller like this here. And then you can fill it in like that. All right. Again, this tool is so powerful, and you can fill it up with this. You can fill it up like this here. And if the video is the same aspect ratio as the main video, it will fill up the entire video frame, by the way. You got the cutout option, which will take you to the chroma tool, allowing you to remove background parts here. All right. And that's basically it. I'll cover the keyframe because that's going to take time to show you how that works, but I did a tutorial on how to use the keyframe tool. So just let me know in the comment section what else you want me to cover in my inShot guides here, so that'll help you guys learn how to use this editing option here a lot better. Now, with all that said and done, once you're done editing your video, you always want to go into the export option here where it says export here. That's going to allow you to save your video to the top area here. You can choose the resolution. So if your video can save into 2K, 4K, go with that, but that's going to take more space. And you can also save the format from MP4, or if it's a small short video, you can have it save as a GIF. I did a separate tutorial on that, by the way, so check that out. And that's going to give you the estimated size as how big your file will be. And that is that for the beginner's guide, ladies and gentlemen. If you learned anything new today or any questions, leave it in the comments section, and I'll show you how to go about doing that. Like and sub.